Every journey begins with one step. Sometimes all you need is the boldness to take that step.
I was pretty aware that I'm coming to an organization that had stalled. I was coming to an organization where hope was at its lowest. I was coming to an organization that had serious issues with its creditors. Some had sued the organization. So I knew it will not just be about the traditional management where you come and say, if I organize the factors of production to achieve an equilibrium, then success is guaranteed. Here I knew that this job would call for more than the traditional classroom MBA skills that you learn in regards to managing an organization.
Nzoia Sugar Company is one of the key players in Kenya's sugar industry. The company, which is located in Bungoma County in Western Kenya, is the second largest sugar company in the country and perhaps the only operating government-owned entity. The government is the major shareholder, owning 98% of the shares, while IDB Capital and Fives Kale own the remaining 2%. Through the years, the company has remained an economic pillar to the communities around the county of Bungoma and the nation at large. Nzoia Sugar Company contributes an average of 6 billion Kenya shillings to the Kenyan economy annually.
We have a large base of farmers which come from the entire western region, and we contribute to a total of about 1 billion shillings, which goes into the circulation of the entire western region economy. We also control a budget of about 6 billion, which we also share these funds together with suppliers, together with employees and other stakeholders, especially in payment of taxes.
The company, when it is fully operational, pays farmers to approximately 1 billion Kenya shillings annually, while payment to suppliers translates to approximately 700 million Kenya shillings annually.
Mimi nimefurahia sana ukulima wa miwa kwa sababu imeniwezesha kusomesha watoto yangu. Nimesomesha watoto 3 university. Nimenunua mashamba, nimenunua maplots. Na pamoja na hayo, Nzoia Sugar Company imenisaidia kwa sababu mimi ni mfanyabiashara wa molasses. Wakati mashini ilifungwa, ilikuwa affected kama wafanyikazi, kama wafanyabiashara wa molasses. Tulikuwa tunaenda molasses mbalimbali.
Hii kampuni sisi wengi hapa, especially kaunti ya Bungoma, tunategemea ukulima wa miwa. Vile ilienda chini, mapato yote ikapotea. Hata shida ikakuwa mingi. Lakini vile walituletea mpimu mpya, Mr. CPM kwa tumeona vitu vikaanza kubadilika.
The company also provides employment to over 5,900 staff on permanent, temporal, and casual basis. The company contributes to equitable and sustainable social development, promotes ethical practices that guarantee a clean and safe working environment, undertakes corporate social responsibility programs that promote good health, enhance proper infrastructure, and uplifts education standards. The vision of the company is to be globally competitive in production and marketing of sugar and other products. The mission is to efficiently, innovatively, and sustainably produce and market sugar and other products in a clean and safe environment to the satisfaction of all stakeholders. The core values are anchored in the following principles: customer focus, integrity, teamwork and mutual respect, commitment and hard work, innovation and creativity, and professionalism. Nzoia Sugar Company is governed by a board of directors. A team of 13 heads of department manage the company under the managing director. Those departments are factory, production, human resource, agriculture, agriculture services, finance, sales and marketing departments, public relations, purchasing, ICT, general administration, internal audit, strategy, and planning, with an aim of steering the company towards achieving the mission and vision of the company.
The core mandate of any board, any parastatal board, or any board, not even private board, is actually policy. It generates policies and gives to the management for implementation. Policies are issues that reflect on the factory, both in efficiency and also in management. Checks and balances are put in finance. There's sure that there's also control, internal control are correct, so that there's no wastage. That's the policies are generated by the board. The other one, which is mandatory, especially now when we have the factories, public factories don't have the funds, is resource mobilization. Those are two key issues of any, because resource mobilization is that when you own a company, you must look for money to make it afloat. So therefore, that's the reason why the board, which is the owner, absolute owner of that company, must look from outside the box to make sure that if the money is not coming from the sale of the stocks, sale of the sugar, then how do we get money to pay workers, to pay farmers on time, and to create goodwill, so that in this goodwill, the farmer can supply us the suppliers of other chemicals and the rest also can supply. This is largely the core mandate of the board, are coordinated by the able chairman.
Nzoia Sugar Company is widely known for the production of quality natural cane brown sugar.
The only thing we normally add in our juice is lime. We don't add any other chemicals when we are processing, so it's purely natural.
Molasses and bagis are byproducts of sugar production. The process towards making quality natural cane begins at the farm. The first step is cane planting, husbandry research and maintenance.
We deal with the growing of cane development generally, where we do cultivation of land, supply of seed, that is seed cane, and supply of inputs, like fertilizers, which are very important for cane development.
The company boasts of having one of the largest nucleus estates in East Africa, spanning over 3,600 hectares, which contributes 20% of the cane required for crushing at the factory. However, 80% of the cane required for crushing is derived from outgrower zone, which covers a surface area of over 25,000 hectares of cane. The company serves over 50,000 farmers in Bungoma and Kakamega counties, who supply the bulk of the cane required for crushing at the company. In order to ensure adequate good quality cane is available for factory milling, the company supports its outgrowers farmers in form of providing services ranging from land preparation and survey, provision of quality seed cane, fertilizer provision, cane production, technical advice through extension services, and cane harvesting and transport services.
We assist them depending on their requests. So some of them we give them the inputs. Some of them we will also give them do for them cane development on need basis. If they request, we do that. But some of them also do self cane development, and we contract them to supply the cane to the company.
Our agronomy team is engaged in constant research to ensure that we plant early maturing and high sucrose content cane varieties. In order to overcome the challenges affecting cane development, the company, in collaboration with the Sugar Directorate and Sugar Research, began a cane irrigation project on its nucleus estate. The second step is cane harvesting and transport. The company takes keen interest in matters of cane transport and harvesting, which contribute largely to the production of high-quality sugar and efficiency of the overall factory performance. Over the years, the company has invested millions of shillings in purchase and repair of tractors for cane haulage. We currently have 10 basket trailers and 15 flatbed trailers in our company fleet and have plans to increase the fleet in future. Flatbed trailers minimize spillage, which is an advantage to the farmer who suffers loss through cane spillage. To improve the overall cane transport facility, the company is geared to carry out further innovative ideas like the use of higher payload trucks, which carry 30 to 35 tons per trip, and coupling with 2 flatbed trailers to maximize on capacities of 90 HP tractors. Following a large farmers' outcry on the high cost of transport, the company constructed field way bridges in Woyeta and Mahese in western and eastern regions, a feat that will enhance cane haulage by reducing spillage and transport costs. The cane harvesting and transport function plays a big role in the production of high-quality cane sugar. Recently, the company began manual cane harvesting at pilot stage, all in a bid to ensure that we get clean cane to the factory to improve efficiency at the factory level, which in turn contribute to good quality sugar.
We've started this on the nuclear estate where we are carrying 100% using manual loading, and we intend to roll out this program gradually to the outgrowers. The manual loading has so many advantages. Key among them is it reduces the extraneous matter in the cane, meaning that there is little wear and tear in the factory boilers. Apart from that, we are also paying only the cane and not the extraneous matter in the cane. So it has a financial implication, a positive financial implication on the side of the company. That notwithstanding, the major advantage of manual loading is that it is creating job opportunities for our young people within the sugar belt. As you all understand, in Kenya we have scarcity of jobs, and creating more jobs for the youngsters as a company is a very big plus for us, and also a plus for the economic development of this county of Bungoma.
The third step involves factory capacity efficiency and production. The company started crushing with a capacity of 2,000 tons of cane per day and increased the capacity to 3,000 tons of cane per day. Over the years, the company has been addressing various bottlenecks in a bid to realize the rated capacity. In the year 2015, the company engaged in rigorous modernization program to enhance productivity in various levels of operation. One of the areas that the modernization program addressed is the rehabilitation of cane carrier elevator, boiler rehabilitation, installation and commissioning of the second dryer, which also improved efficiency and throughput. The installation and commissioning of the spray pond system also improved vacuum, throughput and sugar quality. In the year 2019, the company took a 5-month maintenance break to undertake major repair and rehabilitation works on 3 boilers at the cost of 50.2 million Kenya shillings.
When we stopped in August, we started with the boilers and did the retubing of all the 3 boilers, and since they were done, they have performed well. After that, we resumed our maintenance, because of the financial difficulties we were in. We were trying to generate money internally by several mechanisms, including whatever little we had saved, plus selling trees, selling scrap materials, and we generated enough money to repair the boilers.
The fourth step involves production and quality control. Nzoia upholds a culture of quality, which is expressed in the production of high-quality cane sugar. This is done through constant quality control checks in the sugar process to ensure that key operating parameters are achieved and maintained.
The company has internal audit for purposes of making sure that our internal controls are effective. They meet the standards of the market, and we comply with the government guidelines and other market rules and regulations. We also look at governance issues in the company, and we report on them. And we normally do a report, and the work that we do is majorly to give an assurance to all the stakeholders of the company, with the intention of them knowing what is happening on the ground and to see evidence of what is happening.
Some of those parameters are temperature, pH, pressure, vacuum, housekeeping, and sanitation. This process ensures that the sugar produced is as per set international standards and fit for consumption.
Our sugar has been tested and it has made the standard. We normally test against the standard East African 749. We have a standard which is produced by Kenya Bureau of Standards. So we normally produce our sugar in that line. And the Kenya Bureau of Standards, they also come and check at random. They don't tell us, they just come and sample the product. And when you take our sugar, you don't put a lot of it in your tea. Even you can try it now. You just put very little and there you are.
The result of the whole production process is sweet brown sugar with a sweet smelling aroma, which is the pride of our county and country at large.
We take the responsibility of ensuring that the Nzoia brand reaches out to our customers across the country. We have several products in terms of the brand sugar classification, whereby we have packaged our sugar to meet all kinds of customer needs. We have, starting from the quarter kg, half kg, 1 kg, we move to 2 kg, then we have 5 kg as branded sugar. Then we also have sugar packaged in bulk for that class of clientele as 5 kg, 10 kg, 25 kg, and 50 kg.
Nzoia Sugar Company, in line with the current technological advancements in information communications technology, has engaged in various automation programs with the ultimate goal of providing an integrated solution for ICT growth in the company. The company has engaged bulk SMS service providers to notify farmers about the tonnage of cane received at the weigh bridges, the cost, and the amount of cash that has already been sent to their bank accounts. There is also an application at Android Google Play Store by the name Nzoia Imara that can be downloaded for buying the sugar.
Nzoia Imara is both an Android-based as well as a USSD application. On USSD, it's just *384*77#, and you begin to interact with us as a company, whatever your needs may be. You are a farmer, and therefore there's a platform through which you move through. If you are a sugar buyer, there's a platform that you then walk through. One of the reasons we are doing this is to also discover the extent of our market, because we produce what we believe is the best product to come from this region.
With our application, from the comfort of your bedroom or your sitting room, you can be able to just procure sugar. See, we have limited that cap to 300 for one-time customers, 300,000. That is actually the normal M-Pesa roof for a transaction during any within 24 hours. So for this, you can be able to start as a young person from wherever you are. You can be able to buy our sugar and sell if you want to get into that market.
Nzoia exists within a community, and the effects of the growth or downfall of the company has a ripple effect on the community.
Sana sisi tunategemea customers wenye wanafanya Nzoia, na wakati kampuni ilifika mahali kaenda chini, najua pia kulipwa, wako wanalipwa, so pia waka affect kazi yetu ikarudi chini.
Also, a great chunk of the human resource base is got from the community, and therefore the growth and development of the community around the company is paramount. The company's CSR policy is anchored on several areas of focus.
Some of the areas of focus that we are looking at in our policy, we have the education, we have health, we have infrastructure, we have environment, we have water, we have youth development and sports, and then we have emergencies. Under education, we have a number of schools that we sponsor as a company. We have Nzoia Primary School, we have Nzoia Industrial Primary School, we have Nzoia Secondary, Nzoia Girls Secondary School, we have Nzoia Industrial Boys Secondary School. We provide infrastructure to these schools. We have assisted build classrooms for some of these schools. We help them get desks for the students, and any other ventures that are connected with supporting education to these schools.
On health, the company runs an NHIF accredited clinic which provides medical services to employees and family members. These services are extended to the community during emergencies. On youth development and sports, Nzoia Sugar Company has a football club which is called Nzoia Sugar FC that is currently playing in the KPL and is nurturing young footballers. The club was recently gifted 2 million Kenya shillings by the President of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, during a flag-off ceremony of a new bus donated partly by Cabinet Secretary of Devolution Honorable Eugene Wamalwa and friends and the company. Nzoia Sugar Company has been facing various challenges, especially for the last 4 years up to the year 2019.
One of my immediate surprises was a culture shock. I arrived here and we are seated in management, and it takes a whole day. That was a shocker for me. I am used to, meetings that max take 2 hours, and that even looks like a stretch. And in the course of the conversations from my HODs, I could see the level of challenges that then exist in each of those areas. But perhaps the primary challenge was we had a factory that we had to get going. And yet I thought naively then that there was a switch somewhere I was to go switch it on and we start operations. But I was told that there are certain infrastructural issues with the factory that need to be put in place before you start. And I even asked, can we start temporarily? And I was told it's very dangerous because the boilers, the steam and the pressure at which they operate, and yet they started giving way. I was comfortably also assured that even where I sit in my office, I'm not far away from danger. And to repair these issues and get everything working, we needed 300 million. We didn't have that kind of money.
During this period, political leaders, community leaders, and millers reached out to the government for help.
We first made the first port of call to GOK, and we are happy that the government has worked with us in this journey. But they also made it abundantly clear that they didn't have some free 300 million to send to Nzoia. In any case, the government then believed that they had pumped too much money into the sugar sector and they were not getting the returns that they expected.
In November 2018, the government launched a fresh initiative to try to rescue the sugar sector. Governors from the sugar belt were included in a 14-member task force to dig into the issues affecting the industry. The government also pledged to pay farmers' arrears owed to the farmers by public factories. In the year 2019, the government cleared farmers' areas for Nzoia Sugar Company farmers, totaling 529 million Kenya shillings. These two gestures were a great reprieve for the company, though it did not address the main issues which were affecting the sugar industry in Kenya. Several programs were put in place to kickstart factory operations and plant cane in the nucleus estate.
I was succinctly clear in my mind in terms of where I want to take this corporation to. But I realized that such a vision perhaps may be too big, and such a vision perhaps would not have found reception among my colleagues who, despite their best of efforts, had actually seen the company coming down. So one of the things we did within my arrival is to implement a rapid results initiative. Now, a rapid results initiative as a style of management allows you to break down what was essentially a long-term plan into some small sizable chunks of work. What then that does is it allows you to dedicate the little resources you have in areas that you may consider to be quick wins. And slowly over time, my colleagues together with myself, we began seeing that this is possible. Like, to use a very simple illustration, we went to the field workshop, looked at the tractors, and we realized this has a problem with the front wheel, this has a problem with the rear wheel. What if you combine the two? You would have one tractor working and one tractor installed. What that then does, it shows our colleagues that even what appears to be resources that are idle, with some little tweaking, they can begin to work. And that is how we were able to move the fleet that was instead of disrepair for it to begin working. The other item we did was to say we are an agricultural company. So what do? We need to plant cane, because one of the main challenges then was the availability of cane. So I took my colleagues, and every Tuesday and Thursday we used to go to the farm for us to plant cane. Now, and rightly so, many people accused the MD for confusing himself for a casual laborer. But in my mind, I knew there is a need for us to understand the entire value chain. So I worked with my team through the course of planting to begin to appreciate that, one, we must respect the farmer. Because during that process we realized you don't just take a walk to the farm and collect cane. There is a lot that goes into that process. And I have worked with my colleagues in that journey, and we have established that kind of rapport with our farmers. One of the other things I did is, knowing very well that we're going to begin to crash, I activated farmer engagement. So we literally went around our zones, engaging with farmers, and beginning by first acknowledging that Nzoia may have harmed you in the past, that we could be owing you, but also telling our people the reality that if they then don't supply cane to our factory, then obviously we will not start. And we want to thank God because we were able to get that kind of goodwill. And the farmers began trusting us with their cane even before we started paying.
The programs attracted many stakeholders who came on board to support the initiative. Out of this initiative, 334 acres of cane were planted in the nucleus estate. After a 5-month maintenance break, the factory roared back to life on 14th of February, the year 2020, bringing joy to the whole county. The President received the Sugar Task Force report in February of 2020 from Governor Wycliffe Oparanya. In May of the year 2020, gazettement of the Sugar Act was done, laying down rules and regulations to govern the sugar industry. This saw millers required to pay farmers within 7 days or face a penalty, guidelines on setting of sugar and cane prices, zoning, among other key issues. On the 3rd of July, the year 2020, the Cabinet Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperatives, Honorable Peter Munya, read a report with a raft of measures meant to bring reforms in the sugar industry.
We've already made quite some strides in the implementation, because now sugar and general regulations are already gazetted and therefore enforced. And the sugar export-import regulations were also gazetted last week. And immediately they are gazetted, they actually come into force. So and the stopgap, when we said no importation for now, is because We knew those regulations were coming, and we want to utilize them to streamline this issue of imports so that we don't continue flooding the market even when we are harvesting, and then we continue killing the local industry.
Among them is write-off of 62 billion Kenya shillings debt owed by public mills and leasing of public sugar mills.
Serikali imefutilia mbali. The government has written them off. Mimi ndio niliandika cabinet memo, nikapeleka kwa cabinet, nikiorodhesha haya na cabinet ikapitisha. So what Treasury is doing right now as we speak is to clean up the books so that those dents are removed. Na vile Oparanya ameeleza vizuri sana, leasing haiwezekani kama hayo madeni yako, kwa sababu hakuna mwekezaji atakuja aweke kwa factory imekufa na iko na madeni mabilioni.
These new developments have addressed long-time challenges that have been affecting the sugar industry and breathed a new lease of life to Nzoia Sugar Company and the sugar industry as a whole. The company believes that this story of determination, hope and faith will live on for generations to come and continue to support livelihoods in Bungoma County and the nation at large.
With me here is a 5 kg pack of natural cane sugar. This is Kenya's best sweet and clean sugar. We are happy that we have brought this sugar back to the market. We remain eternally grateful for many of our customers who have remained loyal to this product. I go to supermarkets and I'm not known to many people, and I see people insisting that they are unwilling to pick any other sugar except Nzoia, and that really touches me. We have seen supermarkets come to us and say, ordinarily we would not have come, but because of customer inquiries, they have forced us to come and pick your sugar. So that gladdens our hearts. We also remain eternally grateful to our farmers. Like you have said, there are farmers who remain hopeful even during the dark days. I have harvested cane that is 17 months old. I have harvested cane that is 24 months old. You know, this is a farmer who, despite the challenges, kept the hope alive for nearly 2 years, waiting for us to come and harvest cane. We want to promise them that we will do everything possible to pay them for their sweat and pay them within time. Finally, I remain eternally grateful to the staff of Nzoia, because not many of us can survive a year without pay. Our colleagues put in a solid 13 months without pay, all in the hope that they will be able to turn around this huge company. They didn't fly away. They remained committed. In fact, had I not found such a bedrock of support, perhaps the turnaround would have been more difficult. So I remain eternally grateful to my colleagues, especially those who have been here, who have put in their time, for whom I still owe arrears, because we have begun a program of reducing the arrears, but the reality is I have not been able to clear all those arrears. I do hope and pray that by the time I leave, I at least would have cleared all those arrears.
The reason why Nzoia is up and running is a commitment of the staff of Nzoia, management and board. They disregarded JAR, they discarded everything else and stood to make sure that Nzoia survives. I've never seen such a community. And I've never seen such a community like this whose Tachonis supports and Kuyus and those who are in Bungoma, who have come out to support Nzoia. Remember when my MT, Mike, CPM, Mike, Punjab started this program of planting cane. They all moved here. This is a fantastic community. I want to tell them, please stand with us. We will not forget you.
Sugar sector requires a stable operating environment. And while there is so much that we can do ourselves as a company, there are also other issues that we expect to be addressed at the government level. So there are certain policy interventions, there are certain legislative interventions that we look forward to be put in place so that we can have a fair environment within which to compete. We are not afraid of competition. We are simply saying, let us have a known game with known rules, with a known referee. With everybody playing by their rules, we have no doubt the best team will win, and that team is Nzoia Sugar Company.